Hello children, today we are starting the next chapter, electricity. Now we know that electricity, how important is this electricity for us. In our everyday life, most of our appliances, they are working with the help of electricity. So we know the importance of electricity very well. The electricity is basically a study of the charges. So the study of charges is known as the electricity. It was first discovered by William Gilbert. Now electricity, it can be studied under these two headings. The first heading is the static electricity and the second is the current electricity. Static electricity means when the charges are at rest. For example, when we will rub a comb on our hairs and some bits of paper are there, then what we will observe? We will observe that these bits of paper, they are attracted towards the comb. So this is an example of static electricity. In this, what happens? Due to the friction and rubbing, the charges are produced, and due to these charges, the bits of paper, they are attracted towards the comb. So basically this static electricity, it can be observed in the insulators. Insulators means the substances which do not allow the electric current to pass through them. Those substances are the insulators. But the other type of electricity is the current electricity. In the current electricity, the charges are in motion. In this, the charges are in the motion. This can be seen in most of the conductors. Now most of the conductors, we know that the conductors, they allow the electric current to pass through them very easily. So that is why the conductors, they allow the current to pass through them. And why it happens? Because these conductors, they have free electrons present in them. The conductors, due to the presence of free electrons, they allow the electricity to pass through them very easily. Now we try to understand the another important point, electric charges. Electric charges. What are the electric charges? So it is denoted by Q, electric charge. Now what is an electric charge? So electric charge, basically it is a property of a particle by which it can apply electrical force on another particle. So it is a property of the particle by which it can apply electric force on another particle and which can be felt by that particle. Means we know that charges, they are of two types, positive and negative. Positive protons, negative electrons. So if the same charges are there, then these same charges, they will repel each other, and if the opposite charges are there, then we know that these charges, they attract each other. SI unit of charge, that is standard international unit of charge, is coulomb. It is SI unit is coulomb, capital C is the symbol for it. Now the smallest value of the charge. What is the smallest value of the charge? So smallest value of charge is the fixed, that is 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. Now this smallest value of charge, it can be positive 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 in case of a proton, and it can be negative 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb in case of the electron. So this number, it is denoted by E, and if number of charges, like if n is equal to 1, 2, 3, then the formula will become Q is equal to NE. Here E is equal to 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19, and this n, it can be 1, it can be 2, whatever it can be. So if we will multiply this n with the smallest quantity of charge, then we will get the total amount of the charge. This formula, it is very important for our numericals. So later on, when we will solve the numericals, we will discuss. Now coming to another important point, that is electric current. Now what is electric current? Electric current is the rate of flow of charges. Flow of charges, that is known as the electric current. Now which charges? Basically electric current is the flow of electrons. The negative charges flow, that is electrons. So rate of flow of charges is known as the electric current. Electric current, it is denoted by capital I. The formula of electric current is I is equal to Q upon T, where Q is charge and T is time. Now if we will write the SI unit of electric current, then the SI unit of this electric charge is coulomb and unit of time is second. So coulomb per second, this is the SI unit of electric current, and this coulomb per second is equal to ampere. This ampere, the name of a scientist, to give him honor, this coulomb per second is known as the ampere. So this ampere is the SI unit of the electric current. Now we will find out the definition of 1 ampere. So when we find out the definition of 1 ampere, then 1 ampere will be equal to, we will write the formula, that is Q by T. Now Q is coulomb and T is in the second. So 1 ampere electric current will be there when the charge will 1 coulomb and the time will 1 second. So how we will define it? When 1 coulomb electric charge flow in 1 second through a conductor, the current will be equal to 1 ampere. This is the definition of 1 ampere, very important for your CBSE exams. Now this is the SI unit. This is the SI unit, but some smaller unit of current are also there, and these smaller unit of current are milliampere and microampere. So 1 milliampere is equal to 10 raised to power minus 3 ampere, and 1 microampere is equal to 10 raised to power minus 6 ampere. So whenever in the numericals the current is given in milliampere, then we will multiply that number by this number, or if it is given in microampere, then we will multiply that number by 10 raised to power minus 6, and we will convert that current into the ampere. Now how this current is measured in a circuit? So current is measured by an instrument. That instrument is ammeter. The symbol of ammeter is like this, here plus and this is minus. This is the symbol of ammeter. More symbols, children, we will study later on. So this is the symbol. This ammeter, it is always connected in the series combination. Series combination means it is connected end to end with the resistor, and this ammeter, it is having very low resistance. What is resistance? So again we will study afterwards. Now the last point of this current is, what is the direction of the current? So direction of the current So children, direction of the current which we are using, that again we will discuss under these two headings. One is the conventional and the another is the electronic. Now as we know that electricity is the flow of charges, and charges mainly the flow of electrons. So electrons moves from negative to positive, so that is the direction of the current. But conventional, that is assumed direction. Conventional means assumed. Assumed direction of current is taken from positive to negative. Why? Because the electricity was discovered before the discovery of electrons. When electricity was discovered, at that time no one is knowing about the electrons. So at that time they were knowing only about the protons. So that's why they have decided that the current moves from positive to negative. And nowadays also still we are following this conventional direction of current. So whenever in the circuit we have to mark the direction of current, always we will mark it from positive to negative direction of the current. So keep this thing in your mind. It is again very important, the direction of current, it is from positive to negative direction. Now we are coming on the next point, and that next point is the potential difference. So next important point is the potential difference. Now we know that the charges, they all are present randomly in the conductors. Suppose this is a conductor, in this conductor these charges are present, they are present randomly. But if we want that they will move in a particular direction, so what we have to do, we have to create a difference. For example, suppose we have these two tanks, this is tank A and this is tank B, and they are connected here, both having the same level of water. Then if I ask you that from where to where the water will flow, then you will say that there will be no flow of water, because both of the tank, they are having the same level of water. So that's why the water will not flow. But if we will keep the level of water in tank A is this, and in the next one if we will decrease the level of water like this, then what we will see? We will see that water will move from its higher pressure to the lower pressure, means from tank A it will move to the tank B. So same difference is created in the we can create in the conductors. So when, suppose this is a conductor, when we attach these conductors by a device, that device is either a cell or it can be a battery. So when we connect them with this device, then what will happen? Then we will create a potential difference, and due to that potential difference, the electrons, they will move in a particular direction. So these devices, that is battery or the cell, they are there to develop the potential difference. So now what is the potential difference? Potential difference, if we will define potential difference is the amount of work done to bring one coulomb charge from one point to another point in a conductor. So it is the amount of work done to bring one coulomb charge from one point to another point in a conductor, that is known as the potential difference. Now one more word will come there, that is electric potential. So what is the meaning of electric potential, or what is difference between potential difference and electric potential? So electric potential is the, again it is the amount of work done to bring a charge. Suppose this is a charge Q. So electric potential, it is the amount of work done to bring this charge from infinity to point A. So electric potential is amount of work done to bring one coulomb charge from infinity to a point, that is known as electric potential. In this chapter mostly we will use this term potential difference. Just I want to clear you the difference, that's why I explained it. Now potential difference, its formula is, it is denoted by symbol V. Its formula is V is equal to W upon Q. V is potential difference, W is work done, and Q is the charge. So if we write the SI unit, work done SI unit, we know it is joule, and charge SI unit is coulomb. So joule per coulomb is equal to known as the volt. So joule per coulomb is known as the volt. Now again if we want to define 1 volt, then again the same formula we will use. We will write here 1 joule and again 1 coulomb. So when 1 joule work is done to bring 1 coulomb charge in a conductor, its potential difference will be equal to 1 volt. That is how we define 1 volt. So this is the definition of 1 volt. Now again we will see that this electric potential, that is potential difference, it is measured by an instrument, and that instrument is voltmeter. symbol of voltmeter is V, it is plus, and here it is minus. So this is the symbol of voltmeter. So these are two very important points which we have discussed. Now today we end our topic. Now in the next chapter, in the next video we will study about the Ohm's law. Thank you.